The Hollow Paws Beneath Part 3. Whispers beneath the wind. The storm did not stop after what happened to Alma. It swelled into something ancient, as if the land itself was heaving. The trees around the Hollow Paws Cemetery bent like penitents in prayer. The old farmhouse creaked even when no wind touched it. People in town began whispering about the Harper girl disappearing, but nobody dared come close. Clara hadn't slept in days. Pooh. She sat in her father's rocking chair with her coat still damp, staring out the fogged window. The floorboards groaned overhead, though no one was upstairs. She had locked every door, but it didn't matter. Nothing could keep out what was already in. She began hearing the dogs again. They didn't bark. Not really. It was more like breathing, labored and wet, circling the house at night. Once she saw a paw print on the glass, not pressed from outside, but smeared from within. She took to sleeping with the old shotgun. Her fingers trembled every time she loaded it. The cemeteries had become something else. The stones older than they had ever been. The soil pulsing like it breathed. She swore she saw fur sprouting from cracked graves. Then came the scratching at the door. Each night it grew louder, more desperate. Preach. She'd wake at 3 a.m., the hour her mother used to call thin. Or with a sound of claws on wood and low, whimpering growl. One night she shouted through the door, "What do you want?" Silence. Then came the smell. Damp fur. Earth turned sour. A smell that belonged to something long dead. She tried to leave. The truck wouldn't start. The tires had been clawed apart, deep gouges in the rubber, as if something had chewed them like bones. She ran to the road, but the path was gone, replaced by fields of tall grass that whispered her name. She wandered for hours, only to return again to the house. It stood there, smaller now, more crooked. Windows boarded shut from the inside. She didn't remember doing that. Inside, photographs were missing faces. Her father's dog tags now read a different name. Even a reflection seemed thinner, paler, like it had been drained. Then she heard it, a bark, clear, joyful, familiar. She ran outside barefoot, ignoring the cold. Down past the corn rose to the edge of the cemetery. Charlie stood there, her childhood dog, the golden retriever she buried when she was 9, tail wagging, tongue hanging. His eyes were wrong, too human, too sad. Then came another, and another. All her family's dogs, all the animals buried there, their forms intact, but skin leathery, fur mangled, teeth too long. Dozens of them emerged from the fog, circling her, not attacking, only watching. Clara fell to her knees. "Why now? Why are you here?" A voice rose, not human, but inside her head. "Pass." It came from beneath the cemetery. "You called us. You brought us back. Blood was the key. You remembered us. That is all we needed." Preach. She wept. The animals moved in, not to hurt, to embrace. Bare warmth surrounded her, like a blanket of childhood memory and death. She heard lullabies from long ago, her father's whistle, her mother's laugh, Rustle of paws on floorboards that had always been there. Pee. She understood. They weren't vengeful. They were forgotten. In the silence of the world that followed, she walked into the graveyard. The ground opened. A hollow path waited. She descended with them into the earth, where no pain remained. When the storm passed, the farm was empty. Authorities came. They found the house undisturbed. A family photo with one extra shadow. Graves, dug again, neat and small. No sign of Clara Harper. But the children in town spoke of dogs. Strange ones, old ones, that stood outside windows at night, silent and waiting. And sometimes, if the wind was just right, you could hear someone whisper. They only bark if you forget them.